Today we'll start the new chapter, that is chapter 6, Trade, Towns and Crafts. In spite of political uncertainties, the period between the 12th and 18th centuries was a phase of unprecedented prosperity and growth in trade and craft. So, we have already discussed in our previous chapter that there was a certain instability in the political point of view, but the period between the 12th and 18th century there was a huge growth of trade and craft. Besides, the growth of towns in various part of the country was another notable features of the period. So during this period, that is between the 12th and 18th centuries, the growth of town was taking place in a huge number. Okay, and this is one of the features why this period was developing. These developments were the outcomes of the political and economic policies followed by the rulers in Delhi and regional centers. So, what was the reason why these growth and development was taking place? It was only because of the different rulers, especially in Delhi and the regional centers, they were actively working on the development of political and economic policies. These towns grew into trading and industrial centers, which in turn lead to general prosperity. So slowly and gradually, the towns grew. Okay, especially in the trading and industrial center, they have established different types of industries in order to make different types of items, and so that they can do business with that, which helps in developing the towns in a more better way. During the long rule of the Mughals, urbanization in India received a further impetus. The political and economic policies followed by the Turkish and Muslim rulers, along with the demand for Indian goods abroad, such as textile, lead to an enormous expansion of textile manufacturing. So, during the Mughal period, urbanization in India, it received a further impetus. That means because of the Mughals, the urbanization started in India. That is establishment of different types of industries and factories where different types of items were made, and with the help of that, the country was developing. So because of the urbanization, the India's prosperity increases. Okay, and the political and economic policies which were established by the Turkish and Mughal rulers, it helps in uh, increasing the demanding of Indian goods in the foreign countries. Just like textile, because of the textile which are made in India, it was of good quality, or the best quality. That's why the expansion of textile manufacturing increases in India, which finally was sell in the foreign countries at a very high rate. Rulers like Akbar, Jahangir, and Shah Jahan supported trading activities and removed obstacle to the movement of goods and people. So the rulers like Akbar, Jahangir, and Shah Jahan during the Mughal period, they supported the training activities and removed the different types of obstacle. That means different types of hindrance which was decreasing the growth of you can say trading activities in India. Burgeoning foreign trade lead to the development of markets, hassle-free trade and commerce, and the growth of city population. So the foreign trade helps in developing the market in India. Also, it was hassle-free trade. That means there was no hindrance or obstacles or the mediator who were exploiting the traders, okay, who were doing the business, and even it helps in growing the city. The production of handicrafts increase in order to keep up with their demands abroad. Abroad. So the different types of handicrafts which were made in India, their demands was increasing day by day. That's why the production of handicrafts increases in India, so that they can supply these items in the foreign countries. Moroccan traveler Ibn Battuta, who visited India during the Sultanate period, described the flourishing markets of the big cities in the Gangetic Plains, Malwa, Gujarat, and southern India. So, and Moroccan traveler who visited India during the Sultanate period, it is known as Ibn Battuta. Here is a picture of Ibn Battuta. He had described the the growth of the markets, especially in the big cities which were present in the Gangetic Plains, Malwa, Gujarat, and southern India. The establishment of a sound currency system during the Sultanate period thus provide a fillip to the urban economy. So the establishment of, you can say, currency system which was during the Sultanate period, it helps in maintaining the economy during the Sultanate period. Here is a picture, a painting showing Delhi during the medieval period. So this is the situation, or you can say the cities were designed or structured in this pattern during the medieval period. Other foreign travelers like Niccolo di Conti, Athanasius Nikitin, Abdur Razak, Domingo Pease, and Garcia de Orta have also left vivid description of urban development during the period. Just like the Ibn Battuta, here are other foreign travelers who had written or who had written about the market situation or the development of market during the medieval period and the Sultanate period in their respective books. Types of towns. Quite a few towns developed as trading towns, while others were founded by rulers and administrators, and some came into existence due to geographical factors such as location and climate, while still others had important religious building. So how different types of towns developed. Some of the towns were trading towns, okay, where different types of you can say business were taking place, due to which that particular towns was developing, and other towns were made by the, or you can say founded by the different types of rulers and administrators, okay, and some towns were emerged due to the geographical factors, that means the in which situation they are present, that is the location of that particular place, and the climate, okay, and some other buildings were the religious building where they used to go there and worship their respective gods. Towns could be categorized into temple towns, commercial towns, port towns, or administrative center. So the towns during the Sultanate period or the medieval period, they were categorized according to the purpose for which that particular town is used. For example, temple towns, that means where they used to go and worship. Commercial towns, that means where these are the towns where they used to do their business. Next is port towns, where the ships used to carry the goods from India to other parts of the country. Simultaneously, they carry or they bring the goods from foreign country to India. And the next is administrative centers, that means where the different types of rules and regulation, the main center of the empire, these towns were categorized. Most towns combined several functions, that is they were administrative center, temple towns, as well as centers of commercial activities and craft production. So most of the towns, they were divided according to the functions, just like we have discussed here. Similarly, in the same way here also, the administrative center, temple towns, and the centers of commercial activities and craft production, according to the work, the cities or the towns were created. Next is administrative centers. Due to their strategic location, a number of capital towns developed throughout the Indian subcontinent. So due to the location of India, okay, different types of capital towns were developed throughout our Indian subcontinent. They were also referred to as capital towns or cities or court towns. So as we have already discussed in this paragraph, the towns were described or they were categorized on the basis of work which were done in that particular town or cities. Capital towns were the main set of administrative machinery. So the capital towns, that means they are used for the administrative purpose, that means different rules and regulations were made in this particular city. That's why the capital town is most important town in during the medieval and Delhi Sultanate period. These towns were surrounded by well defended fort comprising open areas for military practice, serious and cultural hub. So the capital towns, they were surrounded by well defined forts where different types of armies where the different types of armies they used to live, and they used to practice their you can say day-to-day activities in order to enhance their military skills, okay, and different types of cultural events were also occurred in these forts. Existence of uh, existence of capital cities to a large extent dependent on royal patronage. So the different types of capital cities, they were run under the or you can say their expenses were under the royal patronage. That means the emperor used to give money or the different types of you can say items in order to run these uh, capital cities. Delhi, Agra, Kannauj, Tanjore, Vijayanagara, that is Hampi, and Devagiri were among the prominent capital towns of the period. So these are the important towns, or you can say capital towns during this period.